Okay, super. No, that's clear. Super. Okay, super.
So this is the numbers.
No, we are not able to see anything.
We are not able to. Oh, sorry. Sorry, my bad.
No worries.
Yeah, sorry. Able to see now, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Sorry.
Yeah, so this is in million US dollars, so easier to understand.
This is just 1 month before. It is till the end of June, but yeah, give you a rough idea.
Okay, good.
So where we are today,
from $500,000 to 0.82 million dollars, and this financial year we will definitely cross $1 million because we are already at about 1/3 of that by July.
Sir, we are at about 3 months. Sir, we are at about 0.4 right now at the end of July. Right, so we're already at 50% of where we were for the full financial year last year.
So in the first 4 months, we are already 50% of last full year. So we hopefully should end at more than 1 billion. While not expanding in the geography, we are still in the same 400 villages. So this only shows, Patricia, that more and more people are now taking the services of Meadow Plus. There's more confidence now in the villagers on the services provided by the health agents known as Meadow Method. We have increased the number of hospitalizations now because, hospitalizations come much later because once people gain trust of the Meadow Mitra and Meadow Plus, then only they will come for more serious ailments. So we are doing close to 100 to 150 hospitalizations every month now.
And when we are able to provide them the loan also, I think things would
will improve. Yeah, we have started providing health insurance. We just started 2 months back. But insurance doesn't pick up very easily in rural conditions.
So by health insurance, you mean what does this product contain?
It is more of a support to livelihood loss in the sense that a fixed amount per day is given to the patient, irrespective of the cost, and the balance cost will have to be met by them. So it is something like close to, I would say, how much? $15 per day will be given.
Yeah, 600 rupees. 600 rupees.
No, 600 rupees is the cost of insurance.
So 1,000 rupees.
Payout is about 1,000 rupees per day for 30 days. 30 days in a year.
Correct. And it also covers personal accident protection up to 100,000 rupees. So that's where it is. And sir, I think it will be good to also share with Patricia about AIMS, the work that we are doing with them. I think it's a wonderful improvement, a development for us.
But just quickly to understand this product, this insurance product better, this is now separate to the health loan, right? So this is
this is separate from health loan. This is already an existing product of an insurance company.
Yeah.
It is known as Hospicash product.
Hospicash, okay.
Yeah. So it will be roughly, I would say, how much? $8 for 1 year's Hospicash. And if somebody gets hospitalized, they will get about $12 per day for a maximum of 30 days of hospitalization.
Yeah.
So basically, it is aimed at meeting the livelihood loss for the patients.
Yeah. And here you are saying that the uptake is not really
it's not
promising.
Very high right now. It's not very high because people, in rural India villages, they start feeling. People have taken, for example, Hospicash, but they did not fall sick and it was not utilized. So they start feeling, oh, my money was wasted. That feeling that I am getting covered under insurance for a larger loss, which did not take place, does not very easily sink in. It requires a lot of awareness building. Right now, the penetration of private sector health insurance in rural India is 0.02%.
Oh, wow.
So we have to start almost from zero.
Sir, and I think also the biggest benefit, Patricia, is insurance is like a sunk cost, and I've taken it, it's done, whether I use it or not. Whereas health is more on a on-need basis. So I know that it is available, so I will use it only when I need it. So the mindset that we see among villagers is much different.
Yeah,
you're talking the health loan.
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. G. The health loan is what I'm talking about. Health loan is on a needed basis. I know that it is available there for me to take, but I can use it only when I need it. So I'm not paying anything to anybody upfront. So the uptake and the willingness is much higher. That's what we are noticing.
Anyway, when a health incident happens, they need to borrow from somewhere. they need money from somewhere. So if you provide them some kind of a better option, I think that they will be definitely happy to have it.
And just quickly, maybe I have overlooked it, but I remembered last when you were here, you had also a functionality on savings, or not? The possibility for people to save in the MeadoPlus app, or if
Yes.
or I am mistaken. Just wondering, how is this progressing? Because
No,
this could be also.
We cannot accept savings because MeadoPlus is not a financial institution. So
it's not
the central bank regulations will not allow us to take deposits. Even microfinance institutions cannot take deposits because they are not deposit-taking institutions.
Patricia, sorry if we understand it. Are you talking about the patient depositing savings to MeadoPlus, or are you talking about the patient being able to save money when they access it?
Both. I was thinking that maybe you would also have this, but maybe I'm confused with another venture we have in India. But I'm wondering, you just mentioned that there is not a possibility for people to save via MeadoPlus, right?
No, we cannot.
No, we cannot take.
Okay.
Legally, we are not allowed to accept any type of deposits.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is
because what we are seeing, for example, in Africa, in Uganda, we have a program. They started with saving, because also insurance uptake is so super low, and we like actually also the way of people having the possibility to save only for health-related costs instead of then taking loans, right? Because it depends how the loan is set up. It could also trigger to push them in further in a poverty trap, right? So just
no, they do have a different legal form for that one, so it is there in Uganda. So it is permissible over there.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. No, that's good. I don't know. Maybe quick update on Saban, and then we can deep dive into the health loan.
Yeah. See, immediately after we came back, we had entered into an agreement with MeadoPlus, and we started our activities from the month of October itself, October 23 itself. We had a workshop held in one of the reputed institution in the country called BIRD, Bankers Institute for Rural Development, and they also showed interest to join hands in developing this product. So the director BIRD was also very much there. So we had invited some 7 MFIs for participating in this workshop and also to developing this product. So we had 2 days interactions with them. Based on that, we further collected some information and had a couple of more rounds of discussion online. And finally, we decided to take up a field level survey. And as Dr. Bakshi said, we did it in 6 states, and around 7 MFIs were also involved in the collection of the data. We collected data from around nearly 2,000 people, of which 50% were those who are borrowed from that institution, and 50% those who have not borrowed from that institution. We just wanted to understand basically how this product would pan out to somebody who is already established credentials by being a borrower, and somebody who has somebody is new to that institution. So we found that we did the study. It was a quite elaborate study. Around 200 to 250 data points were collected. And based on that, Sangeeta did a good analysis of those information. And we were able to see that absolutely there is no much difference in the behavioral pattern of a borrower or a non-borrower. I'm talking about that particular institution. The person who was borrowed from that particular institution, there was no major difference at all. It was almost similar pattern they were working in all the parameters which we saw. So then we thought that it can be a common, because we were trying to see whether there need to be a different product for a borrower who is already established a credential and who was not a borrower who has not been established. But we found that it's almost similar pattern as behavior is there. So then we developed a product, and that product was presented in another workshop, a physical workshop we had last month, and where we presented that, and again 7-8 people institutions were there, and based on the the suggestions we got, we further tweaked it. In fact, the one which we shared with you in the report is the one before that tweaking happened. So further little more tweaking happened after we had this workshop. So and now the product is fully ready for rolling out. I think maybe in a week's time it should be taken to the field for a pilot. So we are looking at doing some 50 to 100 cases on a pilot basis for a period of maybe 1 or 2 months, and then after seeing the pilot, I mean, once the proof of concept is established, we can go for a larger.
So this is basically yes. It is to have a proof of concept. Whatever parameters have been designed, whether they will actually work or not. So we expect some about 8 to 10 MFIs to give some small number of loans and see their experiences, whether the experiences require another tweaking with the product before the pilot is actually launched. During the pilot, we hope to give a couple of 100 loans across the country and beyond the present geography also. So I think right now, Sadhan is designing the application cum loan agreement format, which the applicant will give to Medomitra. We will get the data collected by Medomitra. Whosoever requires a loan, the form will be filled up by them and shared with along with the doctor's prescription or the hospital's expectation of the cost for the treatment, so that the MFI will, the microfinance institution will also know that, okay, for this ailment, this person is getting admitted, the likely cost is this much, and the parameters which the loan product has been designed on suggest that this much loan can be provided for this period, this would be the equated installment. Those things have been worked out. So Sadhan is just, I think in a week's time, we should be able to launch the proof of concept lending for about 50 people, which will give us an idea whether further tweaking is required or we can go ahead with the launch straight away.
Okay, super. And just wondering a bit on, so I saw the insights, the data that you shared, so very interesting to understand a bit what is the target population looking like, right? What are the needs and what is the composition of the living moods. I'm wondering the data you collected via Medo Plus app, but I'm wondering how did you ensure the validity and the reliability of this data? Did you work with a research institution, or did you have specialists in your team analyzing this data, just for me to understand how this process worked?
No, the data which has been collected so far for the designing of the product, this was collected by the staff members of microfinance institutions. They were already known in that village. They already collected data from their own existing borrowers, and similar data was collected from people who were not their borrowers. So it was collected by the staff of the microfinance institutions.
But then, who did these analytics out of this data? Was it the Medoplus team, or was it the Sadhan team?
No, we jointly did it.
No, of course we.
I mean, the analysis was designed by us jointly, but the entire handiwork was done by Sangeeta. She's here. She was handling the data fully for capturing, and we were discussing almost every 3 days about the findings and what more analysis can be done. So we were together on this.
And also at the end of this, we have also organized one workshop to make it stronger with our member institutions, that what are the parameters, if they need something add on, what would be the weightage, whether these weightages are appropriate or not. So we have done that workshop and strengthen it. And now at the end, we have the end product for rolling.
Okay, super, thanks. And you mentioned some challenges that you have faced with these non-borrowers, right? So this is one aspect that you had to go directly, to do another approach a bit here. I'm just wondering what concretely that it looked like. Like you said, they did not come to the center meetings, so you had to utilize other context of borrowers. Just wondering if you could share a bit more insights in how you did that.
So can I respond to that question?
Yes, please.
So actually, when the MFI members, the field officials, they were actually trained by us as to how to ask the questions. And then what they did is they went to the center meetings. That is how the MFIs operates, as you know. They go to the center meetings. Centers are those which have 3 to 4 groups of that particular MFIs. And how these groups are formed are because these the clients they have qualified, they already have assessed those clients and qualified for a loan sanction. So those are their existing customers. Now those people they didn't qualify also are in the neighborhood whom they called, and because those people were their non-borrowers, they have surveyed them as well. So it was like survey was done with the clients, and along with them the neighboring customers, non-customers. That is how they have spoken to those people also and collected the relevant data, the according to the questionnaire that was designed.
Okay.
Is it answering you? Does it answer you? Yeah.
Yeah. Good. And then what else? I'm wondering, what challenges did you face besides that? Or you felt everything went smoothly? Just that I can feel a bit how is the reality, right? It is obviously it's successful, but just wondering, was it something more that you found it difficult to have all these where they're openly sharing this information? Or was it difficult? Just for me, sitting in Zurich, not knowing the context, if you could share a bit more.
So I'm responding again. So these these officials, they are quite comfortable with the clients. But when it comes to the non-borrowers, these are the MFIs themselves have rejected those clients, So, but these clients were borrowing from other MFIs who have qualified them. So in one way or other, they were somehow borrowers at one point or the other during the last 3 years. So the challenges was at our end, because these the 7 MFIs were partnering and they were collecting data from several parts of India, and the understanding are very a bit different. The direct questions were okay, easily understood, but the questions related to income, the assessment is purely based on their own assessment. However, they were collecting data and assessing whatever the information is there. It is not absolute, it is just approximate for them. So there was a challenge that these data, when we collected data from them, the data were collected in a Google form, and so it came as per their understanding. So I had to resolve this with each MFIs and their people who were collecting those data. So it was kind of, I was like interacting with 21 or 22 people at the same time.
Wow.
Their own understanding. So
but I think Patricia, let me mention one more important thing. The way the health loan product is being designed. We were trying to identify those parameters which are easily verifiable and which do not change, which are not likely to change in a short period of, say, 6 months to 12 months. For example, we were trying to find out, is in the family somebody having a regular job somewhere? If yes, most probably in the next 6 to 8 months, that person is not going to lose that job. He will continue to get that income. If you are living in a good house, concrete house, it is not going to change. If the house has been given by the government, it is not going to change, but it makes a difference in the disposable income of the household. If you are cultivating a land of, say, 1 hectare, it is not likely to change over a short period. Out of thousands of farmers, maybe 1 or 2 farmers will sell off their land, but the rest will continue to cultivate that 1 hectare which they have. So we were trying to identify parameters which have or for that matter, if we ask questions that, do you have somebody who is aged and has chronic ailment? Now, if you have chronic ailment, you will continue to have that chronic ailment. That means there is always a regular expense for that household and the disposable income goes down. So we were looking looking at, identifying parameters which have an impact on income, either for earning or on expenses, which will not change in the short period, which will give an idea about the financial status of that household. This is how the entire methodology was designed. So when they asked about how much income do you earn from casual labor, somebody would say, okay, I earn $30,000. Somebody will say $20,000. But when you ask how many days you have worked, more or less we can assess in those days, if somebody has worked for about 30 days, how much income they would have earned. So irrespective of what they have told actually about the income, we know what are the wage rates in that area, what is the government stipulation for wages, etc. So we can calculate on the basis of, and lying about that part, how many days you worked is not something we expect. But when you ask how much you earned, people may not give the right figures, but we have methods to estimate that. If you are cultivating 1 hectare of land, somebody says that I did not get any income, I will not accept it, because I know that in 1 hectare, if he is sowing wheat crop, generally he will get about 18 quintals of output. The price of wheat is about 20 rupees a kilo. So he would have earned so much income. So I don't even have to ask how much income you have earned. I only ask one thing: how much land you have cultivated and which crop you have taken. These two things will give me enough idea about how much income they would have got. So we had our own ways of, bypassing those dilemmas.
Just to add on to what Dr. Bakshi said, see, when we collected the first survey, the survey which Sangeeta was talking about, when we had to deal with 21 different people, see that there we had collected a whole lot of information. Around, I was telling around 200 plus data points were collected. So there, this kind of subjectivity and this kind of differences were cropped up. So that is why, as Dr. Bakshi said, we deliberately identified from that parameters, the long list of parameters, those parameters which can be very well understood by everyone and without any kind of a confusion can be assessed. So that's how we identified finally 21 parameters which are more relevant to their economic conditions as well as their social conditions, and also which will not have any kind of a dispute, which can be easily can be assessed by anyone, any person who goes there to his house. So that's how the final product is come. But at the time of survey, probably there was some kind of these kind of challenges we faced. But then going forward, I don't think there should be a problem with this assessment tool which we have developed.
So, Patricia, I want to add another thing what Dr. Bakshi and Ms. Swamina has told. I want to take it a step back. So, this microfinance institution, the people of microfinance institutions, they are well-meaning people, but they have a process already, in their system, from software to their operations, everything. And getting them into a new system, new assessment, new everything, it was it was much challenging for us to bring them in the system. So it was like first they will tell yes, they have told actually yes, then they didn't turn up, then we had to talk to them. So this, this mobilization part was a little bit tough for us and it was challenging. So now it is in a situation, although we are keeping our finger crossed, now we are in a situation where they're asking that, where do you want to do this your rolling of the products? Please let us know. We will try to do that one. We are keeping our finger crossed. But when we started this one, it was very tough because it is already, microfinance sector of India is very structured nowadays, from their assessment to everything, regulation to everything. So that was also a bit challenging for us.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. Interesting. Yeah.
That's true.
What happens, Patricia, is that if you are used to go on a particular road and somebody says that, okay, instead of this, you take another road, there is a hesitation. Why should I take that? And they are so much structured now because of regulation. This is a new product. They don't think about it as a new product. They think that it is one of the products that they have. So, there is some kind of a small inertia which will be there. But we'll manage that by talking to the senior people. Ultimately, it is the senior people who have to decide how the MFIs will work and not the field staff. I think we'll get over that very shortly.
Yeah, and the other thing is also, please carry on.
No. Once the proof of concept, etc., is there, it will build more confidence because these are the loans they would have themselves given using new parameters. That will bring confidence to them. So That is why we want to go slow. I mean, we are not asking them to start giving thousands of loans straight away.
In fact, I am expecting this approach, once it is proven successful, it can lead to development of new product before the microfinance sector. Not only for the health purpose, it can lead to other kind of products. Because as of now, microfinance industry is almost working on a same kind of a product for the last 25-30 years. There is no variations have come, but although everywhere, every forum, people talk about innovation of product and all. So this is one way of probably bringing them to a kind of a new innovative product also.
Especially the assessment side.
Yeah.
So to be honest, it's now for the first time that I saw such a loan assessment, and I found it quite interesting. So indeed, you need to be creative, right? Somehow, and I liked also now how you explained the different parameters, what you would understand if someone owns different size of land. So very interesting. And just one follow-up question, because I saw there is this whole score of 120 points, right, available, and actually it starts. If everything is above 60, you would have the highest loan size available. I'm just wondering, why is it with half of it, right? So why is this gap from 60 to 120? Just to understand, it could also be maybe 80, right? How did you came up with 60?
No, that is why exactly, Patricia, this is based on some of the past experience that Sadhan and the MFI members who participated, because this was done in consultation with the 7 institutions which participated in the final workshop. But the proof of concept is exactly to test all this. Whether these margins are right, whether we should increase that or lower that, whether the time period should be increased from 6 months to 10 months. I mean, proof of concept means we are testing all these parameters, not just the size of loan, not just the scoring card, but also the period of loan. So that is how it will be developed further.
Yeah, Patricia, one more point. Actually, the score which you are seeing in your report, that is less than 42 will not get anything, and 42 to 50 so much and all. That has been further undergone a change after our workshop. In our physical workshop, we had to finalize the pilot product. We further had a tweaking of that, and we brought down the whole the scoring to a matrix of 100 instead of 120. And again, it has been changed in such a way that anybody getting less than 40% will not be eligible for a loan. 40 to 50% will get some amount, 50 to 60 another amount, 60 to 70 another amount, and 70 and above the fourth category. So that way some small change also has happened subsequently.
Okay. No, but this is helpful. So it is still will be then proven, right?
It is not under development right now.
Yeah, under development. Okay, super. I make a note also on this. Can you maybe then share just the new product outline then with these metrics that changed after the workshop you had in July?
We'll change it. We'll send it.
Perfect. And just quickly then the workflow. You shared also how the workflow is going for the product. Just wondering, so these the fund disbursement are going directly right to the doctor, to the hospital, and I assume those would be these doctor and hospital that are in the MedoPlus network.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. At least in the proof of concept and pilot stage, it will be like that.
Okay.
It's more to give a confidence among the lenders, So first, let's start with something which will bring some confidence to them. So we thought it should be for the hospitalization, we should start in the pilot stage.
Yeah. And just quickly, is it usually someone who is taking out a loan, for example, here in Switzerland, you receive the money, right, directly? Me as a borrower, right? So here, obviously, it's the health facility. I liked it, but I'm just wondering the reasons why. Is it per se to make sure that they really spend the money, for this cause, for the health-related causes, or why did
Generally, Patricia, the lending in India, institutional lending in India, wherever somebody is buying something, 90% of the cases, the money will be directly paid to the seller. If you are buying, for example, a tractor, even if a farmer wants to buy a tractor, money is not given to the tractor, it is given to the dealer from whom you are buying it. This is how the system works. So here, the reason was why we did this. In hospitalization cases, normally hospital will ask you to make a deposit first before they start treatment. Either you are covered by insurance or you make a deposit. Once the hospital knows that the money is going to come to me from a financial institution, they get more confidence that yes, a couple of hours delay, but I need not delay treatment because the money has not come. Because they are not working on the financial strength of the household, whether they have brought the money or not. They already know that the money is going to come from financial institutions. So it will not delay the treatment. This is the usual practice, and I think this will work.
Even in the government system also, so it happens like that. They send directly to the hospital.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, maybe that's indeed it makes sense. Okay, good. And let me see if I have something else to ask. No, actually, very clear. So that was very helpful that you shared more insights into this project. I guess more another comment is more a bit, on the part of Swiss Re expertise. I remember right after in September, there was a workshop we organized quickly, but then I'm not sure, if you had follow-up conversation with our experts, if you still need somehow people to help you or not.
For this loan product?
Yeah. Or in general, MeadowPlus, I remember MeadowPlus, you had also a request on the IT side, right? You provided input that you would need support, but I'm not mistaken if this is still relevant for you, because I tried to find the employees, but I haven't heard back. And now, if you're telling me that you are still looking for IT support, I can try to do a next round to find someone that is able to help you. Just, if you have it, it does. Just wanted to place it here again.
Ramesh?
No, so Patricia, that was for something that we had done in the past. I mean, it was more related to the BI that we were trying to
exactly.
do.
Yeah.
I think it is probably of a little low priority for us right now. So I think we will bring it back to you when it kind of again surfaces up, because we are trying to get an alternative approach, right? So if that does work, or at least exploring an alternative approach. So if that does work, then yeah, it will not be relevant. But if the alternative approach does not work, then yeah, I can certainly get back to you and bump it up your priority order.
Okay. Super. And then the other point on 60 decibel, right? We discussed, you said next year would be a good timing for MeadowPlus to conduct this right after the work you're doing with Löffel. So
right.
this is
phase
also good.
Phase 3 is when I think we have told
phase 3. Good.
60 decibels,
And then one other key point is obviously the fundraising, right? I also saw this morning that you're now looking for someone in the team to join and help MeadowPlus, right? So this is a bit the focus. I mentioned that I reached out to.
Yeah, you have mentioned that,
but I haven't heard back, right? And it's not that I'm just wondering. No, exactly. I reached out to you with Optimus Foundation, but I haven't heard back. So once I hear back, I will do a follow-up today. I let you know. But it's not right. So India is a bit in the sense difficult. No, grant money is difficult to bring into the country, right? But the investments is not difficult in the sense if you do direct investment. But it's not that we would have that universe of Indian investors. Maybe it's to be honest here, but obviously where possible, I try to think of you. But it's not that that I can now list you 10 names here of investors active in India. I don't know, maybe I can have a look in impact investors. We have a I have a few organizations spotted to see if they are on your radar, but it's not that I would have direct contacts, right? Just there are some ventures that I'm seeing that are invested in organization we are supporting. So those maybe this could be a way.
So yeah, Patricia, thanks for that. I think even if you're able to kind of share with us the list of impact investors, right? So because we are obviously exploring something, but not everybody that we know may be on the radar, right? So obviously, Swiss Re Foundation, you will probably have a larger sample set of impact investors that you have, at least from a name perspective, right? So if you can share that with us, of course, some of them may be on our radar. If some of them are not on our radar, we can probably try and see if we have some connections, and then that will definitely be. So any list, any information that you can share, because what we've also begun to see is impact investors are probably the ones that most understand what we are trying, right? So it's easier for us to interact with them, right? So and they probably understand our cost better, right? Not as somebody who purely comes from a financial perspective and says, okay, now tell me how much ROI am I going to make? Can I get 25% in the next year, right? So yeah, share some names. I think that will always be great.
Yeah, we would also be looking forward for this impact investors. And also, if there is any international lenders, it would be also good for us, for our segment, from the microfinance segment. If you have something, then we can align the things together and make it happen in a large scale.
Okay. Now then, I will make sure that I do the follow-up right after the call to share this list of organization, and then you can let me know. And if there is someone in the list where you, in some cases we have contacts, in some cases not, but you can just let me know, and then I can see.
Sure.
If I don't have contacts, maybe others in my network would have contacts. It always helps a bit. Yeah.
Sure.
Definitely, yes. Yes, we'll definitely share our.
Good. And then maybe you, if you could also, I guess it's clear what the next phase will look like, right? So you mentioned you will now enter into proof of concept. And for the organization MedoPlus in as well, this is now your key focus with this health loan, or are you also on other fronts active, also considering a second stage, or what are the thinkings around this?
In MedoPlus, we are definitely going to launch this proof of concept, and we are very keen that this health loan product is as quickly piloted as possible, because we know that health insurance is still far away, and the immediate requirement will be met by this health loan. So that is definitely priority number one for us for expansion, and definitely raising investment to expand into newer geographies remains our priority, because we cannot keep on working just in the 400 villages that we are working on. We want to expand to 40,000 villages, and that will require substantial amount of money. But something like $20 million we are looking at over a period of time.
Okay. And maybe just as a side note that you that I shared you that I just recently had a conversation with Opportunity International. They are also working with Uplift India on a product to. I'm not sure if it's also a bit. It's a component of health loan wallet, right? That people could save somehow, and then saving accounts, medical loans, and mutual insurance. I don't know. I spoke to Annie from Opportunity International, and she mentioned that she knows she's in contact with MedoPlus. I guess with you, Ramesh, just to share
Annie had
insight.
left Opportunity International.
No,
she's not left.
She's
still there. Okay.
I talked to her last year.
Okay. Just wondering here, because he was mentioning that you were discussing some opportunity to align, but then somehow you just keep informing each other on the progress, right? But it's also not that you would be in the same states, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but if once again you nudge and we can come back to the table to discuss further opportunities, it would be good. We are open for that right now.
Okay.
In fact, they have an Indian arm called Diya Vikas, and the CEO of Diya Vikas is part of our board also.
Exactly,
no,
he mentioned that.
Diya Vikas is limited to financial intermediation.
No, but that is what they have it in India now.
That is the Indian arm.
Yeah,
but
Indian
we
arm.
were looking at Opportunity International, the Australian outfit,
Australia.
which could perhaps support some of the other initiatives that we are taking in Metaverse. So
Okay.
we will be very happy if you could reconnect us with, or Ramesh, we can write back to Annie and see if we can work again.
Yeah, we can, sir. I think if I recall, if my memory serves right, Neeraj was mentioning that he's in touch. But I also have, for some reason, I also have the same impression as you, sir, that Annie may have left opportunity and moved somewhere, but I could be totally wrong. I don't know why I'm getting that, but yeah.
No, she had written to us that she is leaving, and in fact, she had connected us with the person who had taken charge from her for at least a short period. After that, I also lost track because we did not have any conversation after that.
Okay. No, I just spoke 2-3 weeks ago with her,
Okay,
and
so she may have come back then after leaving.
maybe she came back. No, because she approached us for funding this project with Uplift, but we are still having a look. But I just wanted to place that here, that maybe there are some overlaps for you guys to connect again.
Yeah, we should be able to connect. I mean, we will be very happy to work together with them.
Yeah, because I think from my notes, I think the last formal note at least that we had with Annie was probably towards end calendar year 22 or early calendar year 23. So, yeah.
Okay, no, so if you wish, I can also reconnect you with her.
Yeah, please
and
do
say that. I
that.
just spoke to
Patricia.
you,
We'll be
and
thankful.
Yeah, maybe there is ways how to collaborate, right?
Yeah,
Good.
sure.
Okay, I don't know if I would have answered all my questions. So very interesting, and thanks for taking the time on this important day in India and sharing these insights. So very confident to hear the progress that you have been done as an organization. It was also for us a bit something different, right? That we are now working supporting two partners. So it's also something new for us, but it seems that Sadan and Medoplus, that I feel there is a good collaboration, and this is super important. And I'm happy to report back also in 3 weeks to the jury, right? A bit on the progress that I have now been seeing. So this is very good. And it's also a bit an opportunity to maybe again and change and activate the jury members to see if they can help with fundraising with the context. So I would place this as well. And obviously the last point is I'm trying to plan for an India visit next year, and then obviously I would be keen to visit you guys, but still in the planning. But once I know more, for sure I will reach out.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So, let us know.
Yeah,
let us know, Patricia. We can tell you depending on when you come, what kind of preparation you got to make. Whether it's going to be hot, rainy, cold, whatever. India has only 2 seasons.
That's good. And then if you don't have anything else to ask me, then we can close the meeting, I would say.
No, we have asked everything, and you are very kind to connect us with the right people. I mean, that's all we need right now. We are very happy to be working with Swiss Re Foundation, very honestly. We have very positive supporters for our initiatives. We are trying to do something new. There would be challenges, but you have been a very patient supporter for both of us.
Yeah, I felt a bit that I was too far away. But I'm trying to be more closer, also to try and connect you, make sure that I can help as far as possible. But I'm seeing, I feel you are well in a good position for now moving in the next step for the proof of concept. Very interesting. And I guess also what I would be, if I'm allowed to share this report with our colleagues in India, right, that are working on the insurance front, just that they also maybe see these insights, right, on this population that is currently super far away from Swiss Re, but still it gives some nice insights for them to maybe,
No, in
think.
fact, we had 2 rounds of discussions when Girija Biyani was still with you. The health insurance product is still the right final product, I would say. But I feel that a rural-focused insurance product is still a bit far away because the entire gamut of health insurance products in India is far too urban-focused. They depend more on lifestyle diseases which the villagers don't have. Villagers have a very different set of problems, and today's insurance products are overpriced for villagers because they have to pay for diseases which they never have. It is the urban India which has diabetes because they sit on a chair for 18 hours doing their IT platforms. But villagers walk for 8 hours every day. They don't have blood pressure and they don't have diabetes. Why should they pay for it?
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
So-
No, but I guess what I find is interesting is this insight that you guys are having, right? For colleagues in Swiss that are so far away from the reality, it's still value, that you bring value to them to maybe then also, unlock and think differently. This is also a bit our mission in the foundation, that we want to connect them so that they also start acting, right? Because we are aware of it. We are also part of the Swiss part of one of the system that is also focusing on these products that are bringing money, right? So to be honest, this. But
and Patricia, let me also say, we are extremely happy that this year's Entrepreneurs for Resilience Awards, one of the finalists is not only Indian, but the entire focus of the award is on assisted mode of providing healthcare, which is something we did.
Exactly.
We are so happy that what we are doing has become the theme of your awards now.
You see, but this is also the learnings over the years, right? That you cannot only focus on financial solution, because the uptake on insurance, for example, will be always low, right? You need to do more, provide more value. And indeed, right, you inspired us to think a bit more holistically, and so this is now the focus that the foundation will have in the next few years.
I think this collaboration will definitely generate a lot of new ideas and new products for both of us.
Just one point I mentioned. I will have in mind the CSR contribution that Indian organization needs to do. I remember that you once said you would be keen to speak to someone of Swiss Re as well, right? So maybe is this still for interest? Because we as a Swiss Re as an organization in India also needs to dedicate, a certain percentage of.
We will be extremely grateful if you could help on that. Yeah.
Okay, because then I could maybe also share this the deck that you shared with me internally to this person to see if this could be maybe a starting point, because this would be also a nice way, right, to try to help you even more, right, with a bit of money.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Good. Then I follow up, and then many thanks for the time, and I wish you a nice public holiday. Enjoy and take care.
Thank you. Have
Bye
a
bye.
good day. Right. Bye-bye. And look forward to your visit to India.
Yeah, me too. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye.